It's my pleasure to present my knowledge, my experience, my insights, and my learning to the with the participants who are here for their learning interests. It's really important and it's really very much satisfying to me. Thank you very much once again. Here I am going to present you the areas which are really important with regard to managing business complexities in the present time through the power of project management office, and why project management office is now has become much more important and necessary in the present time circumstances. Earlier it was there and it was serving the businesses, but the present time challenges have enlarged and enhanced the importance and the requirement under the continued disruption of the environment, and particularly business environment. And you will agree with me that this environment constitute the climate crisis, civil civic inequality movement, shifting globalization dynamics, mainstream artificial intelligence application discussion, geopolitical upheaval, pandemic of various nature, economic interdependencies. These are the areas which are generally and mostly out of control of any business. But businesses are very much impacted, influenced, and disturbed by these perpetual disruption. And whatever I have listed down here are the major one. There are many more, much smaller one, but those are still happening and those are still impacting positively, not exactly, but negatively, definitely. The businesses advancements and businesses movement. So that needs to be managed because businesses are there to move on, and for that they need some special competence and special requirements to move on, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So let me bring to your understanding what are the complexities, because these complexities are within the organizations but influenced by external happenings. Here, whatever is happening in the external area, that is global market volatility, technological changes, regulatory landscape, increasing competition, climate change, cybersecurity, geopolitical uncertainty, supply chain disruption. These are all areas. These are again the minimum one, which have been happening and have been recorded and have been known by most of the people. But this is impacting the internal working of the organizations, and organizations are influenced by these external factors, and they need to develop their competence to withstand these external pressures, and for that they need to develop their competence to withstand the talent acquisition and retention, which is the most challenging in the present time. The DI and B, that is diversity, equity, inclusivity, and belonging. This is the area which really is required for the businesses to make advancements effectively in their strategic directions, and to manage that in the present time again becomes highly influential and highly challengeable. Organizational culture and engagement. In fact, the present time when most of the organizations are having their virtual teams and flexibility with the teams to work from home, so that brings pressure on the cultural development and engagement, because when the teams are working together, then they are easily approachable, and you can talk to them, you can approach them, you can have their feelings upfront, and you can manage their whatever their behaviors are. But with the present time challenges, that has become not difficult, not impossible, but difficult. So that is what is probably happening with the external pressures. Further on, the informed decision making is again has become difficult for the organizations in the internal area. Leadership development, because leadership are the basic requirements for every organization to move on. And for that, if that is not happening, then definitely they won't be able to manage it effectively. Change management, which is the basic requirements. I'm going to talk about it further on in these presentations today. But that has become biggest challenge in the present time, and the organizations are required to develop their muscles, not only strength, but muscles to stand with the change requirement. And communication breakdown. Communication essentially is the backbone of any organization to move on, because without having effective communication, no organizations can maintain their workflow, can maintain their business flow, can maintain their advancement and reaching out to every team member in an effective manner. So these are the internal areas which has the challenges, and definitely these complexities are changing with the time, and the intensity of each area is shifting with the pressure from the external disruptions. This external and internal brings pressure on the operational factor of the organizational business flow, where managing remote workforce, streamlining process, quality control, managing logistics, satisfying customers' requirement, adapting artificial intelligence and blockchain, managing intellectual property, and mitigating risk. This is the operational factors which needs to be managed for the organizations to keep their business flow. And finally, all these three areas bring pressure on the strategic management of the organization, because if organizations, when they want to continue their existence in the market, continue their existence in the business advancements, they need to manage their strategic advancements, and there the innovative business model comes under pressure. The identifying new market becomes difficult. The building a strategic partnership becomes challengeable. Managing mergers and acquisition becomes challengeable. Competitive advantage becomes challengeable and disturbed because of the external and internal and operational challenges. Fostering innovation and research and development, that also becomes under pressure and becomes challengeable. Sustainable business strategies, that becomes challengeable, because when you do not know where you stand, what needs to be carried out in your near future or in long-term future, you are flabbergasted. You don't know what to do and when to do. So that becomes a big challenge. So this brings some understanding. And let's see what is that. I'm going to talk about it just now. This is essentially, I have just tried to figure out what best and organizations are required to come up with. This I'm talking about with the post-knowledge era, because in the present era, the business world demands action conviction. Whatever you find to do, you must do it, and you must do it with conviction. So that is important. And why it is important? Because organizational competence necessarily needs to move to their desired goals, and for that they need to develop agile mindset, self-organizing teams, organizational learning, open space technologies, managing at the edge of chaos, strategy as simple rules, networking. These are the minimum requirements for an organization to move with action convictions. And what are those action convictions? That is again agile, how to change fast to stay relevant and work with customer incrementally, innovating, how to innovate boldly enough to meet customer satisfaction upfront, engaging, how to create an organization where team members are willing to contribute their best, because when the team members are not satisfied or do not have supportive well-being on the job, then this becomes challengeable. Otherwise, if they are highly engaged, then this becomes very easy. So finally, the connecting, how to enable teams to stay connected to collective advancements to a goal. That is against the basic requirements for an organization to manage. And this becomes challengeable. Why? Let's see further on. The general model for business thriving is spelled out in a way that moving from survival. Here you need to understand that why you need to move out from survival mode, because when you are in survival mode, you are essentially not bothering for the innovation and creativity. You just want to keep your existence. You just want to keep your head above the water. So that is not not the requirement, because in the present time you need to go for innovation and creativity. This I'm going to talk about further on, but you need to understand that why you need to move out from the survival mode, and you need to come to proactive mode, because when you are in survival mode, as I said, you are far away from innovation and creativity. You are not anywhere close to your innovation. So you need to move out from there, because once you are there, out of in proactive mode, then only you will be able to find what is lacking, what is needed to go on in your strategic directions, in your requirements for moving for the stakeholders satisfaction and their need and expectations. And for that you may need to organize the restructuring of your organization, and that restructuring essentially is needed to go in line with organizational project management, where you are able to manage at the portfolio level, at the program level, and at the project level, satisfying the need and expectations of your stakeholders, need and expectations, and enhancing the value for your stakeholders, business value you are creating at the portfolio level, and at the project you are delivering what is needed and what is required by the customers. Further on, it needs to create resiliency, and this resiliency is only at the starting stage, where you need to create business agility, empowered team and dignity, digitization, transparency, and accountability. With this, you create the bare minimum resiliency in your team, in your organization. But that is not enough. You need to go for thriving. And for thriving, you need to have customer focused operations. You need to have infinite flow of work out of possibility, because whatever is happening now may not be necessary to satisfy and meet with the need and expectation of the customer. So you need to go out of your present set of mind, and you need to go to the art of possibility. That is how to do and what to do and when to do. The culture of high performance needs to be achieved. The strategic advancement can happen only when you have the culture of high performance, when you have customer focused operations, when you have art of possibility in practice. So these are the areas which brings you to that level, but this is not that easy as it is being said. So let's see how to do that. Here I would like to quote the management guru Peter Drucker, who once said that the greatest danger in the time of turbulence is not the turbulence itself, but acting with the yesterday logic. So that's exactly, most of the time you will find that your business leaders and your business organizations are stuck in their yesterday thinking, in their yesterday planning, in their yesterday approach. So that needs to be changed. That needs to be moved on. You need to come out from that setup, and you need to find the best what is needed in the present time, and for that you need to prepare for new normal. And what is that? Let's see. At the stage one, it needs to make advancement for creating. I'm sorry. You need to make advancement for creating best work and mindset for coherence and togetherness, because without having coherence and togetherness in the team, you will not be able to bring that culture, to bring that force into your work, to which can make you to withstand the challenges of the present time and move on with the bare minimum resources available to reach to your desired goal. So that is important, and that needs to be achieved. The second area is dealing with fear. As I said earlier, that when you are in fear and you are in a reactive mode, then you are not, in fact, bothering for creativity and innovations. So that needs to be done away. You need to come out of your mental fog. You need to free floating anxiety. You need to manage your health issues, mental and physical. This is the basic minimum requirement of the team well-being. Managing emotional maturity. This is again that whatever has happened, whatever you have learned, you put that learning into practice. So that is managing emotional maturity. Managing inclusivity and belonging. This is again most important to bring coherence and togetherness in the team. So that is the stage one. Once you are able to manage that, then you need to move to the stage two, that is organizational restructuring. Aligning your organization in line with organizational project management. That means you want to manage your strategic advancements at the portfolio level. You want to manage your interdependent and similar projects in line with project management, and you want to achieve your desired outcomes through projects in a forceful manner. That is organizational restructuring. And with that, you are able to pinpoint what is going wrong at what area and what needs to be done. And not only that, you are able to put your resources into practice in a most effective manner. Managing resilience, as I have just earlier said, that you are able to strengthen your resilience through this approach. Managing super resiliency, this is also possible only when you have that structure, because in that structure with the learning process, you move to the super resiliency. And managing transformative resilience. This transformative resilience essentially requires the power of project management and power of project management office. So here the play of PMO comes into effect, and you need to have that power so that you are able to put that power into effect and into practice. This all is really required to manage the challenges. What those challenges are? Managing complexities that I have just explained to you, the assessment and evaluation of change, what needs to be changed and how to do that. Moving with change management, this is again very important, because there are many changes taking place at one point in time, but you need to prioritize those changes and find out what needs to be to start with. Then building competence and capacity, you need to find out what competence and capacity needed at this point in time and for tomorrow. Moving business strategically, because that is the only way out to stay in business. If you are not moving in strategic directions, you are probably not moving to your existence. So AI complementing human capability. This is the best use of artificial intelligence, because this is how you are able to make the best use and make and enhance the competence of the human beings and your team. This I'm going to talk about further on more in detail. Managing desired business outcomes. This happens only when you are able to manage all these areas in an effective manner. So here all these challenges makes the view very strong that PMO existence or PMO placement is not a choice. It's a necessity under these circumstances. You have no choice but to have this competence of the PMO, which needs to be enhanced, and that needs to be enhanced to a level of center of excellence that I'm going to talk about further on. But the project management office needs to be placed in your organizations. If you do not have that capacity in your organizations to have your own PMO, then you must take the services of PMO from outside. So that I'm going to talk about further on. But this PMO Center of Excellence is the most necessity in the present time of uncertainty, of perpetual disruption in the work environment, that necessitated to have this center of excellence for finding solutions promptly and regularly, capturing opportunities and minimizing negative impacts on business results. Why I'm saying this? Because organizations, business teams have got their own basket full of problems, full of challenges. If they start moving into these areas to deal with the disruptions and deal with the findings of the impacts, then they will be lost and they won't be able to put their real impact and their real attention on their business flow. So for that reason, this PMO, the existence becomes more necessary. So I think having said this, it is enough for the business people to understand that this is what the need of the time. You don't have choice. And what type of PMO you may go for, this again depends on the nature and the type of business and the organizational culture you have, the size you have, the business objectives you have, and the problem you are facing at the moment. You may go for a supportive PMO that is within your organization. That may also may be placed at a level where it is a controlling PMO. And you may go for a supportive for a PMO which you can take services from outside. So it all depends on the nature and on the requirements of your organizations, because directive PMO is some a team who are outside of your organizations. They can provide you to your requirements, to your challenges, to your specific need and expectations. So that can be worked out. Uh, what essentially PMO support services bring to the organizations and bring to the businesses? It helps develop and implement a strategic project management framework, because that is the basic requirement for any organizations to move in a strategic direction. Strategic business advancements is possible only when it has a framework, and the entire initiative and entire projects are moving in that direction. Implement effective governance and control structures. When you have that structure, it helps to implement effective governance and control structures by virtue of the structure and the framework which brings that control. Drive business growth, business efficiency, and enhance collaboration. This can happen, or this happens only when PMO is in practice and PMO is supportive. They establish and optimize project management processes. The PMO helps to create and establish project management processes to help moving in the required direction. Increase efficiency and productivity. The PMO helps that way and brings the productivity, efficiency, and enhancement. Customized solution tailored to business goals. PMO can help out the businesses to bring customized solutions. Risk management and mitigation. The risk management, the beauty of risk is that it needs to be evaluated whenever the risks are found or identified, because every risk may not have negative impacts. There are risks which may bring you positive impacts as well. That means opportunity, and you need to take those opportunities as and when you are comfortable to take those opportunities, because without having that knowledge, you may miss the entire possibility of identifying those opportunities. So again, data-driven decision. The PMO can bring you the support on data-driven decisions, informed decisions, assessment, evaluation, and execution of change management. Now, in the present time, the change management is no more just a need of the advancement. It is also a need of success, because the muscles need to be created for change, because change has become so frequent. Although it is always said that the only thing permanent in life is change. But now this change has become so frequent that you need to make yourself extraordinarily strong to face those challenges and to manage those challenges in the right way. Assessment, upkeeping, and reskilling and training. This assessment for upskilling and reskilling again needs to be carried out by PMO, who can bring you a better working area for the teams who are working on the projects, that who needs what upskilling, what reskilling at what point in time, and they can prepare that competence in a more effective manner. And not only that, they can manage the training sessions as well. So that is the basic broad line areas of project management, PMO support services. Moving further on, let me share with you the area of artificial intelligence. Here I'm trying to find out why one should go for the artificial intelligence. Here, the collaboration with human and AI brings you extraordinary competence and extraordinary capability for moving and dealing with all these challenges I have been talking about. So it brings unlock new possibilities, drive innovation, and achieve greater impacts by combining human ingenuity with artificial intelligence and capabilities. Amplifying strength, artificial intelligence augment human capabilities, freeing humans to focus on high-level thinking, creativity, and decision making. That is the biggest area where project teams are mostly bogged down into nitty-gritties, into major challenges, into major difficulties, and they needs to be released from those areas. So that can their AI, artificial intelligence, can bring a strong support. The enhancing productivity, which is the basic requirement of any businesses to stay in market. AI can automate routine tasks, enabling humans to focus on more complex and creative work. So this is again the most requirement of the present time, that productivity needs to be enhanced. I mean, the business leaders are worried for enhancing the business productivity, but if they make the best use of their AI, they can enhance that area and to best of their use. Now, how to do that? That is again important. Here, artificial intelligence complementing human ingenuity. What is human ingenuity? Human ingenuity is essentially creativity, courage, curiosity, compassion, and communication. In these areas, if and when you complement AI complement to human team members, they bring in the areas which is unbelievable. I mean, augmenting ideas in creativity can help generate ideas, patterns, and suggestions, helping humans to focus on high level creative decisions. Second area is artificial power tools assist project teams in exploring new approaches, techniques, and media. In the area of courage, the risk analysis can be helped out with analyzed data to identify potential risk and opportunities, enabling project manager to make informed decisions. Support systems, artificial intelligence powered systems can provide support and guidance in high pressure situations. In the area of curiosity, data analysis, AI can analyze vast amount of data, revealing insights and pattern that project manager might miss. Exploratory tools, the artificial intelligence powered tools can assist the PM and team in exploring new ideas, concepts, and theories. Further on, for the compassion and communication. In the area of compassion, emotional intelligence, artificial intelligence can detect and respond to human emotions, providing empathic support and guidance. In the personalized care, artificial power system can offer personalized care and support, enhancing human well-being. In the area of communication, the artificial intelligence brings language translation. Artificial intelligence facilitates communication across languages and cultures. You can communicate with any language, team members or stakeholders or in cultures through the artificial intelligence. Content generation, artificial intelligence generate content such as reports, articles, and social media posts. So this also can be taken care of by the artificial intelligence when the complementing human ingenuity is enhanced. So further on, the most important challenging area, let me share those with you. These are managing impact of disruption. I have just shared with you the outlines of the disruptions, and of course you can imagine what impacts those have in the business advancements, starting from the business complexities, business behaviors, advancement in the requirements, disturbing every aspect of the organizations with regard to strategic advancements, competitive edge created earlier, the competence built up, and all things goes out of focus. So that needs to be managed, and that needs to be not only managed at one time, but it is a continuous aspect which needs to be taken care of all time. So that for there, the PMO can help an organization and businesses in a most effective manner. Managing strategic directions. The business advancement in a strategic direction is the basic requirement for its existence. You cannot expect your existence if you are not moving in strategic directions. So that can be ensured and can be managed by PMO. And PMO does this in the most effective and most beautiful manner. Managing performance and well-being. The well-being and performance can only be enhanced when it is managed on a continuous and regular basis. And that again can be managed and is managed by PMO support services. Developing change muscles. Again, the change has become the continuous factor in our life, in our business advancements. So the muscles building needs to be a continuous factor, because whatever muscles are developed today may not be valid for tomorrow. So you need to have those muscles updated and reevaluated every time, so that again PMO can bring you the support in that area. Organizational change muscles, which is the most important in the present time, and why it is important. The volatility of the present time disruption environment critically demands the support of a PMO Center of Excellence. Why I'm saying Center of Excellence? Because Center of Excellence has a special feature which is there to support businesses. I'm sorry. The organization change muscles are essential for moving strategically in an increasing, uncertain, and unpredictable business world, and maintaining business flow while maintaining the right tenure. The right talent, the problem with the right talent is that they also feel that if the organization is not moving in their strategic directions, they feel that their future is not protected. So they might flow out, and for that they need to be retained, and for that you need to develop the muscles with the help of all these talent. The ability to respond quickly to trends, threats, and opportunity has become the necessity for success of business. That's there is no two thinking, two points in this area. The muscles are the basic requirement for the businesses to stay in market, to stay in business, and to move in their required desired direction. What PMO services for change muscles are really required to be carried out, to be done. And here, the PMO just do not change, they revitalize organization through change management fundamentals, through overcoming the barriers and assessing organization, through our strategic planning for the execution, communication and stakeholders engagement, assessment of leadership for change, necessary aspects of cultural transformation, sustaining change. These are areas are essentially required with reference to the change muscles development, because the pace of change in recent time is not a choice but a most critical element for business success. That means there are no two thoughts, no two thinking. You need to have a PMO, you need to have a change muscles developed, you need to have management, independent management of all the areas which are impacting positively and negatively, so that you are able to develop the requirements of creating competence for moving in that way, and to capture the opportunities which this change brings to the organization. So these areas again needs to be developed, needs to be done by the PMO. Here I would like to share with you that what is wellness, because wellness have been talked about, but very seldom it is discussed in its right manner, because wellness is a cornerstone of workplace management strategies that is more than just absence of disease and mean a holistic healthy lifestyle. This needs to be understood, because just making sure that you are creating a healthy lifestyle, that is enough. Well, that may not be enough. That includes physical, mental, spiritual, and social well-being. And that happens do not just by creating some superficial arrangements. There you need to have real value for the team members, and not only for the team members for their understanding, but also for their feel, for their betterment, for their taking advantage of it. An individual purpose directly affect health and motivation. It is challenging to pull all that into practice. So this needs to be understood, this needs to be placed, and this needs to be practiced. And how to do that? Let's find out. Ideal position for well-being starts from improved engagement and organizational performance. The organizational performance needs high engagement of the workforce. And when workforce is having well-being, satisfied with their well-being, their engagement level goes high, and that leads to organizational performance. The well-being leads to reduced stress and burnout, and that again brings to in high engagement and high performance. Further on, it helps. The well-being helps to enhance creativity and innovation. The creativity and innovation is the need of the present time. Well, it is said that the economy of innovation is the present time need of the requirements. The world has moved into an economy of innovation and creativity. So that can happen only when you have brought the well-being of your workforce and enhance their engagement. That leads to performance. So attracted and retained talent. It also brings the attraction for the outside high-performing talent to come to the organizations who have a better way of well-being systems in their workplaces. Um, and to do that, there are some basic needs and requirements which needs to be understood. Here, it is important to understand the purpose of each person, which is spelled out into these 9 areas by McKinsey and Company. And I'm taking benefit of their findings that their purpose of each individual, because each individual has got 3 areas of purpose. One is the area of work outside the organization. The second is the work and tasks carried out by the individual, and the third is the purpose of the organization. And the important thing is that the purpose outside of work, the purpose at the job, and purpose of the organization must be aligned for an individual's high performance and high engagement. And that happens, and that is the area where from the artificial intelligence can bring a strong support for each individual members to find out their purpose and how they are getting satisfaction outside of work, and how they are getting aligned with their tasks assigned to them on the job, and how the organization is promoting their purpose of business. Because all these things, if these 3 areas are aligned, then only you can see that your purpose of individuals is enhanced, and the engagement of the human beings and the workforce has reached to a level where they can touch upon their potential of performance. So that needs to be achieved, and that can very comfortably achieved through the application of artificial intelligence. Further on, just to take a look of well-being of workforce needs to have healthy atmosphere. It needs to have fitness in their diet and in their environment. It needs to have nutrition. That means healthy diet, and healthy work environment. Appearance, they must look healthy. They should not only look and feel healthy, they should also look healthy. Mindfulness, whatever they are doing it with all full mindfulness, and they are satisfied, and they have enough sleep. And because the sleep is said that if the sleep is not satisfied, then the mind goes wandering at the job, and the person cannot look upon at the innovation and creativity. That means loss at the performance of the work. So that needs to be ensured that the sleep is good enough. Desired purpose. So as just now I have shared with you that the desired purpose of an individual is aligned with the organizational purpose and the purpose of the task, and that can very well be aligned with the help of artificial intelligence. So this all area is again needs to have team leaders to understand their workforce at the personal level, their position, and for that they need to get personal with each and every team member, and that will help them to go along with the 9 orientation of purpose. In the last slide I have just discussed sense making, how it makes sense to align with their purpose, and a purpose audit and personal reflection. This can be found out through discussion and interaction with the team members. Ignite purpose. If somebody has got the problem in finding the purpose, you see the problem is that sometimes one do not able to find the high intensity of purpose. One may fall into 2 or 3 areas of the purpose, but no harm. The artificial intelligence can bring into effect and can help out to find out, and not only to find out but also to ignite the high level of purpose, so that out of those areas where one feels that those are the areas of his or her purpose, the high level of purpose may be ignited. So that there the artificial intelligence can be made good use of it. Reimagine purpose-led future. Again, it is important for each team members, for their advancement in the organization, in the profession, that they must find out their advancements in the profession, in the business, in the work, which is aligned with their purpose. And that brings again the basic requirements of satisfying psychological needs, because psychological needs must be satisfied at every level, because that is an area which is at the individual level. So when all these are addressed in an effective manner, then one can see that this is happening in the right manner. Okay, the ingredient of a highly productive workforce. Let's take a look what is highly productive workforce looks like. It helps strategic human resource management. It has a strategic human resource management. That means the human resource is aligned with the strategic requirements of the organization. Define DEI policy and career path. The organization has a very clarity of the policy on diversity, equity, and inclusivity, and the career path for the organization, because for the workforce. Because once it is known to each team member, then only one will be comfortable to move on. Empowered workforce with generative AI. Since AI application is not only at the job, it is at the personal level also. So organization must facilitate and empower the workforce to learn the efficacy of the generative AI, so that it is used for personal enhancement of competence and finding the way to move to the next level in performance and in higher level of advancements. So that needs to be ensured by the organization. Maintain high condition and human-centric approach. The organizations are required to maintain health conditions which are good and supportive for human-centric approach. So further on, the workplace is stress-free payroll, because once somebody has put in the best, the expectations are that the persons get the good return of inputs of expenses with time and energies and knowledge. So there should be a good payroll policy, that the team who are working on the payroll, on the human resource management, they are cooperative and supportive for the members not to worry for their returns. Clarity of compliance HR policy. This again needs to be established, and there should be no two opinions that there are compliance irregularities. So that has got to be avoided. A dedicated experienced HR team. That means when there are dedicated HR team, they will ensure that the workforce is satisfied with their advancement in their need and expectation with the return. Principles of lifelong learning. This is again important, because every team member needs to continue their lifelong learning process for their advancements in their profession and in their life. So for that, there must be this model must be applied with full efficacy, and must bring the change, the perception of learning to exploration and understanding. I mean, this should be practiced in letter and spirit. curate environment to develop curiosity, manage the social circle, companionship, supportive of learning, enhance learning opportunities by tweaking habits and lifestyle, making learning valuable for daily life, personal and professional, for the world around. So this needs to be established by the organizations, and their PMO can help in a most effective manner. Here now, the transformation of PMO is required to move to Leveraged PMO-Center of Excellence. The power of project management is inherently carried by the project management office, because it is practicing project management office. But it needs to move to the center of excellence with the support of business advancements, because that is a concept which has been in practice since long in the business for moving with the change, and that needs to be practiced with the PMO. So when AI leverage PMO is empowered with the center of excellence, then only the PMO will be most effective for moving and helping the organizations to transform in their required directions, in their required way, and the required end results. AI leverage PMO. AI leverage PMO essentially brings automation of routine work, because AI combined with technologies like robotic processes or automation, that is RPA, automates competitive tasks such as timesheets, management, status reporting, and approval processes. This reduces project management time on administrative duties, allowing them to focus on more impactful activities. This is important because most of the time project teams and project managers are bogged down into these areas. The second area is enhanced data analysis. AI enables software analysis, vast amounts of data to identify trends, similarities, and differences. It adapts to changing circumstances, automates workflow, ensuring that estimates, task assignments, and reports are sent to the right individuals at the right time. The third area is predictive insights. That is again to learn from historical data. The data analysis the AI has the capacity to learn from historical data, improving the accounts of the area which needs to be the accuracy of forecasts and identifying potential issues before they become apparent. It issues alert and command alternative actions to keep projects on track, enhancing the decision-making process within PMOs. So this was the third area, and further on it is improved forecasting and planning, which is again the basic requirements of the team and the project managers. By discerning outliers and recognizing valuable indicators, artificial intelligence enhances the accuracy of project forecasts and planning. This allows PMOs to make more informed decisions and allocate resources more effectively. Proactive problem solving. Artificial intelligence detects potential issues early and suggests solutions, helping PMOs to address problems before they escalate. This proactive approach minimizes disruption and ensures smoother project execution. So when artificial intelligence is leveraged with PMO and Center of Excellence, it brings the additional value. AI is revolutionizing project management and business support services by automating mundane tasks, enhancing data analysis capabilities, and providing predictive insights. This enables PMOs to focus on strategic initiative, improve project outcomes, and drive organizational efficiency. The integration of artificial intelligence into PMO processes is not just a future trend, but a current reality that is reshaping the business landscape. Well, thank you very much with this. I'm really sorry I had to cover all these areas because PMO is a vast subject. My good God. You can't imagine how much time it took me to reduce this content. I just wanted to stay to the relevant areas, but since things were so challenging that I had to cover all those major and important areas to your understanding. I hope I have been able to do that.